Hello Blood Bowl fans, this is Freakozoids and welcome to highlights from the REBBL Playoffs. We've got 3 matches coming up for you and I'll be joined after each one by Full Metal COS to provide his expert analysis. We'll start this first round up with a look at the New Day co-op section of the bracket, which featured some really quite scary looking teams, including the defending champions, the Slaanesh Slaughterers from the European G-Man division. Necronomics were also worth keeping an eye on, as they're coached by the former REBBL champion Horny Cricket, looking to claim a second crown. There were also some first-time playoff qualifiers in the mix, all with one shared goal: ultimate Super Bowl glory. We'll start our roundup with the defending champions, who were up against the Wooden Stand-Ins, a Wood Elf team who'd won REL's bottom division. Commentary for this one comes from myself and Full Metal COS.
I almost feel like, he wanted a tackle somewhere. Possibly. See, oh, hello. Oh, that's a counter KO from the Wood Elf.
Nice.
I like that. That's the Mighty Blow doing a thing.
Now, you'd very much expect this to be a score at this point. Depends how many blocks he's going to take.
Yeah, he either is going to take an awful lot of hits coming in, or he's going to run it in, or he's going to have to roll a lot of dodges.
Yeah, he's going to get pasted if he stays in this setup.
But no, there he goes. 2-turn touchdown.
Indeed. At 1-0 to the Wooden Stand-Ins and Alpine Chino. Another great pun.
I love this team, the team's naming theme. I really, really do. I can't wait till he gets more players back, because he's quite a lot of... He's got 4 journeymen on the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see what other names he goes for.
That's probably not the player that the Sage would want to have the ball.
Yeah, that's a bad place for the ball.
Quick, let me get rid of this so I can stamp on someone's head.
Well, he could always stamp on someone's head, hope he gets sent off, and then the ball scatters somewhere useful. But I doubt it.
Big hit incoming.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at this. 2 dodges, but the second one was from tackle. So that's why I wouldn't have advised putting there. But he's okay. He survived with a stun.
And the journeyman gets KO'd.
But that's what they're there for. They are literally there to... You know what? Being a Wood Elf journeyman must be the worst job in Blood Bowl. Because you literally know that all that's going to happen is you can stand in the front line and get the big...
By the looks of things, it's quite a short job, because you get hit once and then you just leave the field.
Gith Maraith, no long-term effect. Yeah, he earned his money. He's off the pitch with a sore head. But
oh dear me, this is a massacre.
Yeah, welcome to Powtown, population Denzel Walnuttington.
So that's the blitz used, so there'll be no more pain coming this turn.
Seeing Eldril hit the pitch isn't a surprise. He's one of the most popular star players in the game, I'd say. Because Hypno Gaze is so good.
Here comes the Eldril foul.
Absolutely standing on Eldril, because Hypno Gaze is bad, right?
Oh. Cheerio.
And for a stun as well, that's upsetting. That's a level of... That's equal. No,
so...
One more elf off.
Oh, hang on. We have a fireball.
Instant fireball, just... Oh my word. Stun. Resist on the ball carrier, but
I tell you what, that ball is open now. And Jordell is in there. Here comes Cumberbirch.
I like this, that he moves Jordell into Mark, and then uses Cumberbirch.
And that is a fat pow.
Surprise!
Where's this going to go?
Oh, and a Mighty Blow hit as well breaks the armor.
And Cumberbirch he's away.
Can you imagine, like, Sage was a bit puckered at that point when he saw that armor break coming in? Because that could have been terrible. But no, Cumberbirch is free and clear. Not even a reroll burnt in that action.
Wow. Good coverage, and suddenly this is a big ask for the Sage to stop this going 2-0 by turn 5. And here comes the blitz.
That's this is a long play through to get this blitz in.
He doesn't go for the ball.
He's just trying to get bodies on the ball, I think, without having to roll too many dice. But with
well,
4
one
rerolls,
leap.
Yeah, with 4 rerolls, I don't hate necessarily hurt just throwing people at the ball carrier. And
will he gaze here? He will. So that's Chloe out of action.
And then all you need to do is blitz through with Benedict, who's a pretty safe blitzer, especially with a reroll.
Against a rookie, yeah.
Follow and then dodge out the other
Doesn't
way.
have to follow.
He doesn't even have...
He's got the movement.
Oh!
Oh!
The end zone tripwire.
Sage knew what he was doing.
Oh, did he?
Nope, he's avoided it the second time. And, well, do we have a massive upset on our hands?
We're, what, 3-4 turns in? And we're 2-0 down for Sage? That's terrifying. Well, especially when no one's dying, you know? They're surviving pretty effectively. Is he blitzing with a ball carrier? I kind of feel like that's insane. Oh, he's gone for a surf.
Wow, okay. Well, you said he had to go aggressive. Oh, he really wanted the surf, you're right.
Yeah, burning the reroll on a POW when he could have just taken a shot at an injury.
So the ball now sits right on the sideline. There's 2 leapers knocking around. Yeah, move the... I know he's going in with Cumberbatch.
Of course he's going in with Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch has Mighty Blow, and that is a big hit.
Oh, wow.
An unappoed big hit.
Apo used, but it's still missed next game.
Oh, was that appoed? Yeah, it was.
Okay, so Sage still in a good position to score on turn 8.
Is he going to be slamming a 1 dice against this?
I think, honestly, if I'm Stouticus, my dice have gone this well up to this point. Why not roll the dice again?
Why not just get...
Oh, wow.
Another knockdown. Eh? Who needs... Like... This elf team is insanity.
This is remarkable. I think really as far as I would see it, you're up against the Sage, you're up against the defending champion. If you lose, then no one's going to think any worse of you as a Blood Bowl coach for that. But if you win, then why, what a scalp you've taken.
Well, it's starting to feel almost like when. That was a really insane player with it.
That's a 5+ pickup and a failed handoff, re-rolled. This is vital.
To a fail.
The ball goes down again.
Which was his score. That was his only chance to score. He didn't have the movement to get it in on the sure hands guy to dodge back out.
Yeah, because he stood up.
So his only choice was to hand off to a Chaos Warrior in the tackle zone and then hope the Chaos Warrior can dodge out.
Well.
It's phenomenal. It's just like they get shoved around and they get stunned, but they just don't die.
Do you scream? Do you try to just cover off the options? Do you go balls deep for the ball?
I think he's just going to go for the ball because if he can put this 3-0 down, it's if he can
done.
put 3 on the board, it's done and gone. But here's the thing: all 3 of Stouticus' best players just got knocked to the ground.
You know, if this foul doesn't armor break, there's a hit on the ball there. It does though, and he gets the stun again.
But hang on, so 3 blocks and a foul, and all we see is 1 stunned Jordell. That's so incredibly friendly.
Has Jordell been trading armor with the tree? I know they don't run a tree, but he's been getting lessons from someone.
Into the strength 4. Is he going to go for the ball? He's going to go for the ball again, isn't he?
Well, what does Cumberbatch do if not go for the ball?
Oh my god.
It's a 1 die. It's a push. He does re-roll, and he knocks him down.
Jesus. He is, as we said, he's going hard for this.
And it scatters all the way to Eldrill's Sidewinder. It was a lovely zigzagging motion on the scatter there.
I mean, he's given up a lot of hits here.
It's Journeyman though. He's injured as well.
Is that another Journeyman?
It is, yeah. So when you said Stouticus' players are rock solid, they don't count.
Well, they're
Star
not
players.
players.
That's it, yeah. The Journeyman clearly playing for permanent contracts.
Look, we bled for the victory, man. He's going to have to just go for the ball and try and...
We're now at a situation where... Oh, it's a failed GFI.
I can't understand the GFI to get off the sideline.
No, here comes a blitz from deep.
he needs to stop mucking about and end this game, doesn't he? That's the thing.
Sidestep onto the ball.
Now the ball's in 2 tackle zones, because why not?
Tackles with the ball carrier. Needs a re-roll. That's Sage's last re-roll. Gone.
But at least he got the power, right?
Did. But there's still a wood elf next to the ball. Yes, there's 2 guard players around, but the ball carrier's not got block.
AV7, fine. Stand on Eldril, man.
There he goes. So if he scores now, you're asking Stouticus to survive 4 turns.
3 chaos turns. I like how he's taking the big hits first, like the 3 dices. The 2 dices with block to just try and do some damage.
Necronomics Cage was hit with the bees.
Not the bees!
And that is a touchdown.
Finally some damage onto one of Stouticus' actual players.
The spider gets into skull. And it's game on. So is Sage going to set up for a blitz?
I kind of feel like he has to set up that, in theory, that he might be 1 turn and for a blitz. Although with the guard player on the pitch, the 1 turn isn't a bad.
He doesn't. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a kicker, Sage. So setting up for a blitz very much depends on, the odds of the ball landing in a spot for him to be able to capitalise on that blitz are much lower.
This could comfortably go. This could theoretically, assuming friendly dice, go 3-1 for the start.
There is the blitz, but it's too deep.
Yeah, that's far too deep. Is there anyone on the beast on the chaos team who can? No, not even the ball handler.
Stickaz can't even get there with 2 GFIs.
But then again, there's not a lot you can do. He's gone for Eldril again. Eldril survives.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Jordell to hang around too much longer.
Well, there's no mighty blow there.
It doesn't need it.
Yeah, it gets powered. But you know what it is? It's just a stone.
Okay, that's a good gaze. He could open up a hole here. Now that he's got that hypnotic gaze. There is his hole. And Matthew Mahogany is diving straight into it.
Off he goes. This one answer's surprisingly quick as well.
Oh.
He's pretty swift.
Stouticus must be sweating on every single dodge at this moment.
I mean, at least on the plus side, he does have the dodge reroll, so that's nice.
Oh, go for it. Will he go again? No, he's going to throw it.
Is he just going to punt it real deep here?
So, strength 4 tackle is within range of the ball with 1 GFI.
Without a GFI, actually.
Oh, of course, he's to strength 4 horns, which means he doesn't need to worry about the assist.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the tackle, so.
Nails him.
And what is it again?
It's a stun. The wooden stunnings.
Yeah, what wood are they made of? These guys are made of like oak or some hardwood, aren't they? The extra arms guy does get it, but he's had to go all the way back into his own half to do so. Sage has now got the ball, but he's only got 1 turn, so we need to see like a scoring threat. He's got a couple.
So what do you?
You
What
can
do you
stun
do?
us, but you can't kill us.
Do you blitz the ball carrier?
Always. You always blitz this ball carrier.
Oh, here comes guard, so he's got a 2 die.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have dodge. He's only got block. You've got mighty blow. If you can injure him,
It's push only.
that's pretty good for some.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to die now.
Every
Oh, that's game. Well.
He needed 3 going for it and a handoff without rerolls.
All right, so a massive, massive result for the wooden stand-ins there. Defeating the reigning champions 2-1. How far do you see Stouticus going?
I think that word answer is sick nasty, right? Let's be super honest. That Benedict Cumberbatch is a great player. And he uses him very, very efficiently. But he's also really smart with his deployment of star players. Like, when you saw him... I mean, don't get me wrong. He got very lucky to survive all of the hits that he took.
Mm.
Because Sage really focused on those star players.
Well, we worked it out, didn't we? Of 25 armor breaks, 15 of which were stuns.
But how many hits weren't armor breaks?
It was 53 successful blocks for the Sage. And, well, 25 were armor breaks, so we're looking at 28 hits without armor breaks on a Wood Elf team.
Exactly. That's
a lot.
But here's what he's got coming back next match. He also has a second war dancer, Samuel Elm Jackson. He's only movement 7, but he's got strip ball, tackle, and sidestep.
The movement 7 to cancel out Cumberbirch's movement 9, eh?
It seems to, yeah. He paid the cost on Samuel Elm to
like some sort of ritual war dancer movement sacrifice.
I'd take that sacrifice, you know. But here's the thing: whoever is playing next, if they don't have sure hands, he could potentially, depending on TV differential, because he's still only quite sleek at 1440 TV with one journeyman to go. So he's what, 1510? Well, as I say, theoretically, if he can get another Jordell higher, he could have 3 war dancers jumping around next game.
That would
to
be
me is terrifying.
Yeah, that would be monstrous.
So I think, depending on how his armor holds, he could go very, very far because he played exceptionally well, and he played, you know, he played very high risk, high reward, and I like that for whatever.
Yeah, how key was the fireball play that set up the turnover on turn 4?
That was just using everything he had to his advantage, because you saw the fireball come in, you saw the hypnotic gaze come in, you saw Jordell jumping in there. You know, he used all of his inducements near enough in that one play. And that set up that mighty blow hit from Benedict Cumberbatch, which just took out, got the ball, got it free, and, you know, put him in a position where he could score.
Yeah, when it went 2-0, Sage presumably wouldn't have even been panicking at that point. He might have expected an aggressive early strategy, but then at the end of the half, we saw a wonderful series of 1-dice hits from Cumberbatch again, just stopping any sort of progress the Chaos team were trying to make.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's rare that you tend to see an MVP assigned by the game that you agree with, but when he got MVP at the end of the game, I don't think anyone watching that video could argue that wasn't deserved.
So a huge upset as the defending champions fall at the very first hurdle. The wooden stand-ins getting a 2-1 win and progressing to the round of 16. Their opponents would be the winner of a mirror match between 2 necromantic teams who had both won their region's respective Division 2 crowns. News of the Sage's defeat would have left both coaches feeling confident if they could make it to the last 16. With 4 extremely scary looking werewolves on the field, this one certainly wasn't going to be quiet. Commentary comes from Sace, Spoonybard and Miss Dace.
Welcome to your playoffs. Dub Skulls to start. It's an auspicious morning for Blood Bowl for WesC.
Oh no! Big hit.
And that won't be the regen. There goes the start.
Well, I mean, now it's only 2 to get through on the bench. Do you think we'll see another foul on this wolf when this turn ends?
Oh, we'll almost definitely see another foul. He's going to rotate his ball carrier back. It's not safe up there. And can make it even safer if he gets rid of that wolf.
Hitting the wolf with the wolf. That's good. Get the tackle going.
Doesn't need his blitz anymore. So, yeah. That's probably a better play than what we were seeing.
Ooh. This is going to come down to regen.
Good hit.
Ooh, 1 point of armor. And regen. Okay, he's safe.
Regen is good.
Yeah, and that's just insult to injury right there.
Armor breaks are definitely favoring Cricket right now. Yeah, here comes the setup for the wolf foul, I think. That's how I'd set it up. Here we go. Gets a little bit of a run up. And it's done.
I mean, at this point, it's super easy for him just to drag the ghoul over to the other side of the pitch. There's no one who can get to him. He can bring the other werewolf after him if he really wants to be safe. Yeah. He's got to be careful about the piling on here because there are DP zombies close, but I'm sure he can play around that with the amount of strength he has here. And it's an armor break, so you almost certainly see the pylon.
Yeah, and while there are dirty players around, they're not exactly free to get.
Ooh!
So.
Here's the regen. Oh! Oh!
That is two dead players.
That is a big win for Cricket in this game right here. Stand firm, guard, mighty blow piece out. That puts him way up in the guard war.
This is going to be a basically 100% armor break foul.
Yeah, but no dirty player on Horny Cricket's side here, so that's a little safer at least.
That's true. And who knows, maybe we'll see a big attrition fireball, but I highly doubt it's worth the value, especially if this wolf bites the dust. The biggest piece on WesC's team, and we were talking about how important the Mighty Blow Wolves are going to be to this game, and honestly, he's not been able to use that wolf at all this whole game.
KO off the field.
And then no send-off, so perfectly safe on Cricket's end.
Just passing. All right. Grandpa Beguile, easy touchdown. Now we got to see the 2 KO. This is the big thing here. The 2 chances for KOs to come back.
He still has the wizard, so that's in his favor for his offensive drive.
Everybody except for the 1 werewolf comes back. Oh look, zombie foul.
Into dead. But he does have to use the bribe now. See, I would have rather conserved the bribe for a positional. But he is dead and permanently dead. Oh.
Well, he clears the
He's got
tackle.
4 rerolls. He's got 4 rerolls left.
You're going to need those for overtime. No.
Wesley says, I need that wolf out.
Ooh,
and
injury.
He gets him.
That's big.
And no regen.
That's really big.
He got a lot of his team free, too.
Cricket really needs to stop the touchdown here, though. If this goes into overtime, there's a chance that WesC comes back with both his werewolves. His guard comes back. Overtime hurts Cricket more than anything right now.
Yes,
No.
it makes sense, but I don't like that spot because now he can be blitzed out really easily, even with sidestep.
Where would you move him?
I would have taken the risk and moved him 1 spot up, and then the zombie would have had to at least do another block before you do that. And I mean, sure, he has a chance of POW. Those things that all you need are not always what you get, especially because the zombie isn't a block piece. Makes it a little bit less appetizing.
But, I mean, anything other than the 1 in 81 gets you clear.
Gets the POW, too. So now you just dodge. Oh, no. He's not going to do the dodge. Yeah, I would.
And now none.
Yeah, now it's none.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh, no, he's not going to do it.
And
You still got the
does
2-day.
Go for a 2-day.
I meant with tackle.
Does he reroll for this? Yeah.
I would reroll for it.
Push him onto your tackler.
I mean, it's not perfect because he can get off, but he has to roll dice. It wasn't much riskier play though because it needed the 1 dice to get Talcum in there.
Oh!
That's the wizard.
And into an injury.
Oh, you
Ooh.
gotta be upset if you're Horny Cricket now. He didn't regen.
That's both
That's
wolves.
brutal.
That is pretty
I think
big.
those are the only hits his wolves took this game, and they're out.
That's all his tackle, too, isn't it?
Oh. Oh, okay. There's all of WesC's rerolls, though.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting OT.
We do go to overtime, but
He makes yeah. Overtime, no rerolls, no wizard, but both of the werewolves are cleared, and you have a very good chance of getting both your werewolves back. This is getting interesting. It's been interesting. It's just getting nuts.
Hey, the first KO rolls looks like didn't wake up. Notice this time he's pulled his kicker off the line.
Yeah, kick's important. Kick is short. Hope you get a blitz. Channel some Morka right now.
Kick short, kick opposite side of the werewolf. Now that the werewolf's set up on the left.
Short kick to the right. I'm waiting for it. And nice weather. He gets none of he kicks it deep. You're right, he kicks it way deep.
He does not.
And there's the injury.
These fouls are just tearing Horny apart. Oh, and that's a retire. His line's buckling, and it's not going to hold much longer.
Both wolves do have tackle, but both wolves are out.
Not sure how much I like the...
Oh. It doesn't even matter if it regens or not.
And a one die pow.
oh,
If this injures Guile,
that's just disgusting.
Into an armor break and a stun.
that's just done.
Yeah.
All right, well now you're safe to move your
Next
ball.
turn, you'll see him move up for the easy score. That 1 in 36, that 1 in 9 could happen.
Ooh,
Here
no.
comes the reroll.
Definitely reroll this.
Okay. Come on.
That's not a blitz. Oh, wait, it's a blitz.
Oh.
Oh.
Good game.
That's game.
That was well played by both teams. The dice fell for WesC, and here we are.
That wizard really just paid for itself big time this game.
Yep, regen not holding for Morning Cricket.
And that breaks
Keeps
the
it off
that
the
breaks the
field.
rail stronghold on the starting playoffs.
Well, another big upset. A lot of people had Necronomics down to go pretty far in this tournament medal.
Ah, yeah. You know what they say? It came up in one of my casted games in Twitch chat. Favorites winning in 2017? Not likely. Twitch memes and Blood Bowl commentary all in one. No, it is being the season of the playoffs of upsets already. You know, we're seeing some big names just drop at the first hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we've probably all been a little bit guilty of just picking the coaches that we know do well and discounting some of our newer coaches who can certainly handle themselves.
No, absolutely. I mean, especially in a Necro versus Necro game, it really all comes down to who can kill the wolves the fastest.
Well, in that first half, it was looking pretty grim for WesC's Wolves. That dead white will be a big loss.
That was a really, really big player to lose. It was a really nicely developed player, and having him gone for good is, you know, that's one of those regens that you're like, and couldn't they have taken a death on a zombie and not regen and regen this one instead?
They have the money to replace him if they so wish, but obviously the rookie white will be less useful. Yeah,
because he doesn't have guard for one, and guard on a Necro team is so in short supply. So yeah, I would have said, look, if you'd have taken the first half as just this is the game so far. When you get to a point where you've got so few players, all you do is pass your turn. You're thinking this is all Horny Cricket all the time.
Yeah, well that's it. Horny Cricket had such a dominant first half that Wes did just pass his turn 7 entirely, and allow I think it was Grandpa Guile to run in and score.
I love Guile making a comeback in Horny's team. Guile being an incredibly famous skink from what his original is a team. I love that.
Yeah, but then the second half, it all started to turn around.
It was, I think the point for me was Leroy Jenkins, the werewolf on WesC's Wolves, just living up to the namesake. going full ham with a reroll. He had I think it was a push and a down, and he rerolled and got a pow on one of I think it was Hate My Hair from the Necronomics, and just badly hurt him, which was unregened. And clearly spending the reroll and going full balls to the wall. Nuffle was pleased and rewarded him heavily.
It was one of those plays that you, in a standard regular season game, you would have said, yeah, make that reroll. That's perfectly fine. But in the overtime format, were you surprised to see him throw away a reroll on a greed like that?
On one side of things, I would say, as you said, standard format, you would 10 out of 10 reroll. In playoff format, maybe not, although the Pom Werewolf was doing a lot of damage. And conversely as well, he did have an extra reroll from the kickoff event, so he's up to 4 rerolls. So he already had a reroll advantage. In
the end, the result certainly justified the decision.
Well, you know what they say, Leroy Jenkinson's just got a Leroy Jenkins, right?
Horny Cricket then lost his second werewolf.
Oh, see, I think this was a turn that was both brilliantly played and terribly played from WesC in equal parts. His ghoul was incredibly tied up. He was in incredibly bad space thanks to a brilliant Flesh Golem dodge, which made it incredibly hard for him to get any dice where he needed them. So he went back to his Induced Wizard, dropped it on I think it's Fear My Fur was the werewolf in question, the move busted werewolf from the Necronomics.
That's the one.
Who also got badly hurt and failed to regen. And then from that brilliant play, he then managed to get a double two dice on to the guard white that was tying down his ghoul. But then he decided to take a 2-die block with a rookie ghoul against another rookie ghoul, when he had a block zombie that he could have just ran around and 2 dice with. And he got 2 double skulls. 2 both downs that he had to burn his last team reroll for. Whereas if he'd have used the block zombie, he'd have taken the ghoul down and got to keep his reroll.
But he got away with it, and we went to overtime. And once Wes had won the toss in overtime, a few early armor breaks very much put paid to any chances Horny Cricket had remaining.
I kind of felt like it was almost the flip side of the first half. It was, whereas the first half was just what happens when one side gets all the armor breaks and the other side just has to suffer it. In overtime, the dice just balanced out, and WesC got all the armor breaks, especially with Horny not having any tackle and having no werewolves on the pitch. It was always going to be a bad overtime for him.
Yeah, Horny had his one final play, which was the white 1-die blitz on the ball.
Letting him have access to a 1 dice when he was so in control felt a bit weird.
But as it was, Horny Cricket had to burn the reroll on the dodge, arrived at the ball carrier, and the skull very much was GG at that point.
Yeah, that was just Nuffle sending a message.
Well, it was, and WesC's Wolves now go on to face the wooden stand-ins in the next round. So who would you predict to come out on top of that one?
I'm terrified to predict anything at this point because I've been so fantastically wrong. However, he survived Claw before, because Claw doesn't do anything against Wood Elves, right? So I want to give this to the Wood Elves because I think the matchup favors Wood Elves in this. And Stouticus has proven he is fully willing to go balls to the wall when it comes to big players.
I think defeating the Sage has certainly put a lot of people straight on the Stouticus bandwagon at this point, and there's good reason for it, because as we said before, Cumberbirch it's just a tremendous war dancer.
Cumberbirch is a phenomenal war dancer, but I'm just putting this on the season of the Wood Elves. I wouldn't bet. After seeing how many upsets we've seen, I just don't think I'd bet against anyone. I'm all better off this playoffs. I'm not putting any money anywhere near a result.
Another result that laughed in the face of most people's predictions as WesC's Wolves progressed to the last 16, setting up an REL versus Big O match between 2 unfancied sides. Stouticus and Wesley C will now face off for a place in the last 8, which honestly might be further than both coaches anticipated they would get. With 2 upsets out of the way, attention now turned to which side would be lucky enough to face the New Day co-op in the last 16. It was more wood elves and more werewolves, as slightly bent men in tights took on Kedgerus and Dr. Freakozoids escapees. Commentary from Full Metal COS, The Richest Tea, and Gerber.
Roll damage!
1 and a 2 on the roll.
You've got to be a little bit disappointed for that first turn if you're Kedgerus right now.
Yeah, that's only 1 removal
and it was
from that.
Completely unskilled.
Yeah, which isn't super important. However, the only problem you've got now is I don't actually like the lack of protecting against a frenzy play, or sorry, not frenzy play, a leak play onto here, and he does leap in.
Speaking of which,
he's
got the 1 on the GFI.
He fails it again.
Has he? Oh my days! He's got to be happy. He's got to be happy the dirty player's on the opposite side of the pitch right now.
That's not
He's going to get fouled.
Oh, it's not going to stop him, but he's not going to get as much of a dirty player.
And I have a feeling that it's going to be Stamp Town USA.
He's even putting the werewolf in for extra assistance. It's Stampy time!
Who's he stamping with? There we go.
It's Pandemic.
Didn't show the foul thing over it.
Oh, that's huge. That's really, really big.
He has to.
That's got to be an Apple. He has to.
Yeah.
Apple's down turn 2. This is a much better turn for Kedgerus, and the important thing is probably the most dangerous player on a slightly bent team is out for this drive. So Kedger can take it a bit easy with his cage, I think, and just stroll in eventually.
I would still blitz with the wolf into this into Mickey.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Block off the sidestep route. There we go. Good player. I like that a lot because then he can already go out away from the ball.
Yep.
That's real smart.
He could have done it in a way where a push would still be a 3 dice, no matter where he sidestep.
Just a stun.
Disappointed. There's a reason you don't have 76 SPP yet. Oh, he's just running it in.
He's running it in, ladies and gents.
What turn is it, actually? It's turn 8.
Hey.
I lost track of the turns.
Another reason you may not be in the playoffs. If he'd have had... hang on.
Yeah, but
that was 0 wood elves.
Oh, here it comes.
It's happening, ladies and gents. It's happening.
So many skills used. It's glorious.
The
catch is good.
Accurate. Boom.
You can see that safe throw, like it was 6 on the intercept, and safe throw saved him.
Oh my god, you've got to feel horrific if you're who intercepted it? What?
Oh, the intercept chance happened, but then he re-rolled it.
Yeah, the zombie.
Then he failed to pass, but re-rolled it.
Oh, if you were Kedgerus, you'd be furious that you just made an intercept and then safe throw did you out of it. Oh,
this is why safe throw is my favorite passing skill.
Slightly bent definitely feels awesome for taking safe throw right now.
It makes me happy. Because I love passing plays. Oh, yes. The thing is here, though, is he has actually gotten his tackle werewolf onto the war dancer, which then makes dodging out.
2+, like...
Yeah, but...
It's like doing a single GFI. Yeah, you might fail it like you did last time, but it's not likely, and you shouldn't play. You should force it to be a 1 dice split over forcing a dodge.
And
the thing is, I mean, he's actually the one downside for slightly bent. I want to jump in here is he's actually going to have to move his Agi5 catcher before he takes the war dancer action, which means the Agi5 catcher isn't in position to recover the ball. That actually hurts him.
That hurts a lot, but there's still a chance here to sack the ball.
Absolutely. But
and especially like if the thrower is the one that picks up the ball, he can just pass it to the guard guy and run away.
Believe in Wood Elf BS.
But the thrower doesn't have sure hands as well. That's important.
Believe. You gotta believe.
But the thrower can actually like pass in tackle zones because he doesn't really care.
Oh, there we go.
We're off, lads.
Here comes the leap. Oh.
Face the leap.
Gotta re-roll it.
Here we go again. Succeeds that.
Makes the leap.
This time.
Hits him. Oh, it's
he's a pow! He's powed his blodger.
He's done it. Does he break armor? He does!
He does break armor. Just a stun.
What a boot to that face.
I love that, like, flying tackle. That is a brilliant place for the Wood Elves, though.
As KG, I would, before doing any sort of dice, double mark the Dauntless Catcher, just because if you fail anything, he just runs as far as he can and gets long bombed too, and you lose.
Yeah. I do like this, though, moving people back just in case of that.
Especially the Wrestle Ghoul, because he can still 2 dice catcher.
Okay, so that's a 3 dice, I think, onto the Dancer. No, it's not. He's got strength 4. We all keep forgetting he's got strength 4.
Yeah, I would too, to be honest, before you roll anything. Oh, he's powed him.
Okay. He has powed him. Flesh Golem rolls a 1.
Who cares? He doesn't.
That's a good scatter because it's next to the RG5.
Yeah.
You can probably remove that, like, you move the guard around and blitz the white, and you have a 2+ pickup.
At the moment, it does look as though the Woodies could take this.
Thing is, though, with 0 rerolls, a single 1 at any point in the following actions ends the game, ends the dream almost.
But I mean that's the Wood Elves like motto: just don't roll once.
Yeah, that's very true. Stop chucking those ones.
I dislike not getting a scoring threat still. Like that. If you fail something, you still want to have a scoring threat.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another pow. It's accurate guard working its work there, and he pushes him. So it's a 2+ pickup, 2+ out.
Like even if he fails the pickup, the Necromantic doesn't have a way to reach the ball anymore.
So I guess really what's happened here is it's either he went, the Wood Elf coach, Wood Elves managed to take the win here, or it goes into overtime.
Most likely, unless we see some.
I don't see a regular time win for Kejaruz at this point, unless he just pulls off complete nonsense. And I don't think you'd risk the complete nonsense.
Okay.
So
puts the RG5 catcher in range, which is... I like that additional dodge, just to be in range. Even, like, what is the Dream Scatter? Like, thrower fails to catch it, goes behind the thrower, and no one can still reach.
No, it scatters onto the ghoul's downed body, bounces off, and comes within where... Oh, no, he's double-won it!
He won a 9.
He won a 9 for a stun. It's game. It's on a 2+.
Why didn't you block?
So 1 in
like,
36.
if you are willing to do the dodge, I would first like lead with the goal, then dodge through.
It's a 1 in 36 to hand off to the catcher and score.
1 in 30. Yeah, it's a single. Don't get a double 1.
Oh, are we?
Time for a double 1.
Are we jeffing this right now? Oh dear.
Just don't even think about it, Slight Event. Just roll a single dice.
Over. Nope, we're good. Didn't hear the catch accurate noise.
Yeah, it's good. Doesn't even roll the first one.
Yeah, now he just needs to correctly put 2 sidesteppers.
Actually, don't write Keji out because he has a move 9 wolf.
He does have kick, which will force some dice if the kick is good. But like, you are giving him a chance. Like, a quick snap makes this touchdown so easy.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a huge chance. Keji is pretty good at 1-turns as well, by the way.
Because I still don't know.
What is he?
His setup is really weird. Like, maybe he's trying to use the kicker, like frenzy the kicker into position and chain push with him. But
why is he not using the plus move wolf? Oh, it's over.
Perfect tree fence. He's doing his in.
Okay, great win for Men in Tights there. Coming from 1-0 down to beat Dr. Freakozoids Escapees 2-1.
If you looked at how the flow of the early game went, I think we need to talk about the double 1 on the going for it after the leap from Moore, which was, because Moore is the backbone of Men in Tights. That strength 4 strip ball war dancer is utter terror. Him failing a double a double failing a go for it in the middle of Dr. Freakozoids and basically three-quarters of his team, just meant that a giant stomp was coming his way, which then happened, and he actually got injured off the pitch. Now, the key Apo coming through to save him and keep him for the second half, had to play on Keji's mind, but at the same time, he had to also be thinking, well, at least the Wood Elf Apple's gone early, I can really lay the pain down here, which he kind of failed to follow up on.
Yeah, I mean, he'd removed some of the minor players. Obviously, he'd got the one he wanted early doors, and he'd sort of been offered him on a plate, really.
No, him injuring him off with that foul was massive for Kejiroos and really gave him the momentum. And you could see the momentum in the first half was all Keji.
Yeah, totally agreed.
And, he really took the momentum for that and applied it well. But knowing that he was coming back in the second half, was always something that he had to think about and plan for.
Well, he was always going to score on turn 8. And he did that in the end with the turn 8 touchdown going in from one of the ghouls.
It was the weirdly named Slayton in the Ditch 2.
Oh, of course it was.
Which is, just what a household name.
We then saw a failed one-turn touchdown attempt from the Wood Elves at the end of the first half. Was that a big deal for them? Would they have been massively disappointed to have not got that in?
I think nailing the one-turn touchdown would have changed the entire dynamic of the second half, because that turns them from, they don't really want to play overtime if they don't have to, because Armor 7 tends to break when hit by Mighty Blow. So I would have looked towards them either nailing the one-turn attempt and then maybe stalling out to go for a late 2-1 victory, or if they fail the one-turn attempt, score fast and then go into a attempt to turn over before overtime.
Yeah, well, as it turned out, they did score early in the second half, and then it was very much just sort of bogged down in the midfield until we finally saw what Mo's capable of with a magnificent play on turn 14.
Yeah, it's welcome to the Mo show. You have a ticket to ride right now, where he just dives directly into a cage, using his strength 4 to get 2 dice on the ball carrier, and just nails one of the ghouls for it's only a stun. But the point is, the ball goes loose. There's no shooter hands. There's Wood Elves all around the place, prying tackle zones. And that's a really hard ask for recovery for Kejiroos.
Yeah, well, as Gerber pointed out in commentary, it scattered very nicely next to the Agility 5 catcher. Keji would have known that the Strength 4 War Dancer was going to make a leap play. Slightly Bent would have known that the Strength 4 War Dancer was going to make a leap play. So do you think Keji did enough to cover off the inevitability of that happening?
Well, he's got a guard white for one, right? I think he's got 2 guard whites, possibly. You kind of don't want to set up normal cages when you've got guard players like that. You need to have a slightly wider cage with the guard guy next to your ball carrier. So that way, in the center of the cage, you can put 2 guys in the cage, and that way, any hit on the ball carrier is only going to be a 1 dice for that strength 4.
The failed werewolf dodge meant that it was basically an open goal.
See, the thing is, I feel like Kejiroos almost played himself a little bit there. I think his positioning was questionable. We were talking about this in chat, and we saw several different options for him to take, and he took none of them and played it a different way. And I just don't agree with that play. But obviously, when there's 3 commentators sitting and talking about a game, and we've got no pressure on us, our level of almost hindsight is so much more favourable than the players.
You would argue that yes, he should probably have based something with the ghoul, but I imagine in Kejiroos' mind he was thinking, well, werewolf makes this dodge and I power the ball, then I need the ghoul to pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd preferred to have took the guy down with the ghoul to at least eliminate the scoring threat for that turn with the wrestle.
He may have been considering a way to score by turn 16.
I kind of get that, but at the same time, I think holding for overtime would have been a better strategy than risking everything for a 2-1 in normal time to Men in Tights. The one-turn attempt from Dr. Freakozoids, it felt like he was relying on his sidestep werewolf rather than his plus move werewolf. And I think if you've got a plus move werewolf, that's movement 9. you just do the pushes.
Men in Tights will go on to face the New Day Co-op in the round of 16, which I'm sure they're tremendously looking forward to.
It's going to be painful. There's no two ways about it. The New Day Co-op are a powerful team. They have been around for a while. They're used to playing against Agi teams because they've had, you know, numerous run-ins versus Luminous Lights, Pastry Pests. This is a team that has 4 tackle. This is a team that can handle elves.
Yeah, Men in Tights are also missing their second War Dancer for that game. So
Mr. Funktastic too.
Yeah, he's not going to be around. It'll certainly be a big ask, but if there's one thing that we've learned so far, it's that when teams are given big asks, they seem to be coming up with the answers so far.
The biggest thing I've taken away from this playoffs is that armor value 7 is godly.
Yeah, certainly the 2 AV7 teams that we've seen in this episode have, well, passed the test with flying colours. So, Men in Tights' victory sees them progress to the last 16, where they will face the New Day Co-op, the winners of REL Division 1. That result made it 3 wins out of a possible 4 for REL in this part of the bracket, which has to be said is a fairly impressive performance. Things are looking much less rosy for G-Man, with both of their sides knocked out. Alright, that will be a wrap for this part of the round of 32 highlights. Coming up next time, we will be looking at the lower left part of the bracket, which is sort of as yet untitled because none of the bye weeks are in there.
Ooh, the 0 bye week bracket. That's more games.
It'll be a 4-match highlight package. So yeah, we will wrap that up from me, Harry Zod, and from Full Metal COS.
You guys stay classy.